You are welcome to another interesting package of VQ Resources online training. Today we are going to walk ourselves through how to work with table using Microsoft Office Word. The Office I'm using is Office 2007, where I can tell you that whatsoever you learn here will work throughout any Office or version of the Office you are going to use. Today is going to start with, how do we insert table? There are some works that you will need to do that will require presenting your information in a tabular form. And to insert table, you need to go to Insert and you look for the Table tool. And here you have Table. You click on Table, then the number of rows, the number of columns. We are going to quickly look at the properties of the table. Let me just take this as an example. So here you have a table format, and on this table format it has what is referred to as rows, then it has what is referred to as column. Moving towards your left or right hand side, that is when you can talk of rows. But when you are moving from your head to your toe, I mean up and down, you are talking about column, or you are referring to the column of a table. Take for instance, with this table we have, let's count together the number of rows from right to the left. This is row 1, then this is row 2. The number of columns from top to bottom: column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, and column 6. Now, having got that to every table there are rows and columns. Now let us try to insert a particular table. And exactly this is what we've been talking about. Here you have table properties, you have the column coming down, and you have the row going like this. Now, let's come back to inserting table. How do we insert table? And how do we input information into our table? Let me quickly delete this table so that we will continue working with the table. So we delete table. We want to look at, let us look at this table. This is table 2, containing the information of a particular students in a particular school, having the serial number, the name, age, gender, class, so on. So let's look at how are we going to arrive at this. And with the previous knowledge that we have had, the number of rows, the number of columns that we have here, can you quickly guess the number of rows and columns we have here? You can pause this video and then see if you can guess right. But here we have column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, and column 5. That means we have 5 columns. Let's count the number of rows. Row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6. That means we have 6 rows and how many columns? Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. 5 columns. We have 5 columns. Now, how do we insert a table of 6 rows and 5 columns? Let us go up. Now you go to Insert. This is Insert button. Click on Insert. Click on Table tool. How many rows? Don't forget, 6 rows and 5 columns. You have your columns coming down. You have your rows going like this. Then this is the method 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have your table. having 6 rows and 5 columns. Let me move this table away from this place so I'll be able to work with it together. So we have our table here. So to insert our text into your table, you click inside the table. Now type like the one we are working with, serial number. We have serial number, we have name, we have gender, all right, we have class and remarks. Okay, this is how it is. We'll still take ourselves through this, don't worry. Now you enter your information. Number one is John. Number 2, male. Number 3, GSS 1, and you leave the remark. So you enter your information in that way. And the tables are adjustable as well. How do we adjust our table? Look at this arrow. Then you wait until you have arrow like this. Then you can drag either to the left or to the right, depending on the size of the information or how you want your table to look like. Now you have it like this and like this. You can see you have adjusted your table. You can fill out the remaining information. You can use your arrow key to navigate, to move around the table. You can as well use tab. Okay, so you continue pressing tab, tab, tab. So assuming you need more rows, you can go to the last cell, the last row, then you press tab. It will create additional rows wherein you can fill your information. When you don't need it again, you can delete. Well, how do we insert row and insert column? If you need additional row, there are ways, there are a series of methods that you can use. Now you can click here and right click, then you choose, go to insert. Insert what? Insert column. Is it to the right or to the left? For this training, we are inserting to the right. Here we have this. Assuming we want to add a class teacher, name of class teacher or teacher. So we have conveniently do that. You can as well put in row through the same method. Click here, then insert row either below or above. Here, let us insert above. Insert row above. You have seen it. So you adjust this, and probably you have omitted a name of a person here, and that is Smith. Smith, male. The name of class teacher is Mr. Kingsley. So in that order, and you change this to number 3. That is how to insert row. You can as well delete row if you don't need it. The same process. Click and you right click, then you have delete row. Alright, you have delete cell. So it's going to ask you, there's a dialog box coming up, then you click on delete entire row if that is what you want to do, and you click. You can as well do that for the column. Delete cell, delete the entire column. So we have it back to the original size. You can move your table, move our table to desired place on the screen. So it is not over yet. There are a series of things that we can do with our table. When you go to insert table, that's the method 1. You have another method through which you can insert table, that's drawing table. Then you can as well insert your table here, if that is what the way we want to go about it. Let's move this down. So we have moved it down. Then you can insert table. Instead of using this predefined, you can insert table. Number of columns, 5 columns. Number of rows, 6 rows. Then auto fit to content is good. Then you click and you can adjust this. You fill in your information. That is how to work with table. We have another table style. Here you have, this is the sample that we did. But look at this sample. In this sample, we have 2 columns that are together. They are merged here. How do we come about it? How do we merge cells in Microsoft Word when we are working with table in Microsoft Word? Then we now have subjects. We have subjects, and these 2 columns will work for the subject. So you leave this and you come here. This is going to be for remarks. Now, how do we match this? Let us fill in the information. Number 1 is John again. Then subject. John is offering mathematics and English language. English studies. All right. For number 2, which is Mary, we have basic science and mathematics or English. All right. So how do we now combine this? There are a series of ways through which you can do that. Like I've said earlier, you can go to your, let us click. Look at this place. It ends in view, this menu. But immediately I click on this table, we have additional menu, design and layout. They contain the tools that you can use for your table. So you click here, you go to design, and you can pick eraser tool. When you pick eraser tool, you use it to touch the line that you don't need. You can see that the line has disappeared. Now let us look at method 2. You highlight the cells that you want to match together. You can come to layout. Here you have merge cells. It's going to work. You see the line has disappeared. You can also right click. When you right click, you go to merge cells, and you can now centralize your cell and do the remaining text formatting. If you watch our previous video, we discussed extensively how to format our text.